Battle of Ramree Island took place during World War II, and it is in the Guinness Book of World Records, but it's probably not for what you might think. In January 1945, British troops would go to Ramree Island to establish a new airbase. However, when they got there, the Japanese were already on the island. They had about 1,000 soldiers already occupying Ramree Island. So what the British did is they got all their troops to surround them and started pushing them further and further back into the island. They'd push them all the way back into the mangroves, which no one really knew was even on this island because I guess the Japanese never really explored much of it. They were just kind of hanging out on the coast. But when they got into the mangroves, what would happen next, nobody could have ever possibly imagined. What no one realized is what lived in these mangroves was the world's largest reptile. This one right here, the saltwater crocodile, capable of growing over 20 feet long and weighing up to 2,000 pounds. And crocodiles have been known to hunt, kill, and eat people. So unfortunately, when the Japanese soldiers were brought into these mangroves, no one realized that there was probably thousands of these crocodiles in the mangroves just waiting. And what would be even worse is 1,000 of these Japanese soldiers would go into the mangroves. Only 20 would make it out that would later be captured by British soldiers. First-hand testimonies would describe these next couple days and nights of the most horrific days and nights of their entire lives. Not only were they avoiding being captured or shot and killed by British soldiers that kept moving in on them, but now they were also worried about being eaten by all these saltwater crocodiles. They would say at nights would be the absolute worst because visibility was terrible, but they could hear screams in the distance or screams up close of their fellow soldiers and comrades being basically torn apart and eaten alive by these saltwater crocodiles. And they said it was the most disturbing sounds they have ever heard. Now, they don't know the exact number of people that were died basically from the crocodile attacks or that were killed from gunshots by the British soldiers. But what happened on Ramree Island is still listed as the most number of fatalities ever in a crocodile attack.